There we go. We have begun, we have started. Also, I have to question now who was sat in Dark Tides of Runeterra recently, because that game popped up on like the front screen of most recent games used, which makes me think that someone was sat in there. Maybe it was Jack checking shit, I don't know.
I think you probably accidentally loaded a game.
Probably.
Or someone accidentally loaded the game.
But yes, welcome back to the Devil Darlings. It's been a while, so forgive me if I'm slightly off on this, but I did watch the last videos to try and catch up on where we were. You all had a talk with the leaders of the black market of the Raka to try and sort out this situation with the dead body. You've come to the possible realization that they're being moved around, maybe with a large bag of holding, which they announced no one makes one that large on the Rock of Brow. Marquis brought up having a word with the Temple District, mainly because the symbol of the snake was found.
Snakes are bad.
You also learned that the evidence was, like the case files for the body cases, had gone missing. Meaning that whoever's done this potentially either has someone on the inside working with them, or they have a way of getting on the inside.
That's illegal.
So's murder.
Good point. But we all know that the real crime is interrupting administrative processes.
I was fine when it was just murder, but then when you stole the files for the court case, no, that's where it ends.
You're not lawful evil.
So, we left it off with you all exiting the black market, or at least the big court at the back of the black market, the large building. Where as you do so, the door will lock, the little wooden puppet will emerge from the hall again. Basically, the one who acts as the key. You'll just look to the party. So, if you ever need to get back in there again and need to sort out an appointment, you know where to find me.
Do you not get bored of this life?
What life?
Being a door handle.
It's the only life I've known.
Don't you want to see outside?
I am outside.
Yeah, but more outside.
You mean beyond the black market outside?
Mm-hmm.
I go every now and again to do little errands.
Yeah, but have you ever been off the Rock of Brawl?
No, because my magic kind of wears off beyond that point, if that makes sense. Father, I did tests for this kind of thing. We found out that my distance is the docks over that direction, the two edges in the other directions, and in the furthest direction, I can't even get to that other edge. It stops around the higher end of the Rock of Brow.
Mm.
Although we're not sure if that is due to just magical limitations or wards.
Well, I'm done with this conversation. Where are we going?
At this point, the Marquis is going to say he's got some stuff he needs to run by some people. He's got some questions he needs answers for. And he will look to you, Cog. I'll leave the others in your charge for now, if that makes sense. You keep an eye on them. You make sure that they're not getting into too much trouble.
Right.
There's concern coming from him.
Trouble that
We
they
are
get into
trouble.
comes back onto my trouble. Well, I normally don't care about that. This is a different situation. This is one of those, what you call those kind of alerts.
What?
The kind of alert when everything's bad.
Ah,
Red alert?
No, red doesn't seem like the correct color for that. Red's the color of many nice things as well.
Thank you.
Brown alert. When
Not
everything's
red.
gone to shit.
I am red.
You're red. I'm not.
That's why I said thank you.
Oh, I thought you said I'm
three.
you.
No, no.
I'm not red. I'm blue.
Give me an existential crisis.
Wait, you're blue?
Dabba-dee,
Yeah?
dabba-die.
Cog, I think I
Oh.
may be slightly colorblind.
That's from all the ketamine.
I'm a blue tiefling.
I could have sworn you were white.
I have white blotches.
And I thought that was just messy eating. Either way,
No.
and he will
I fear we stray.
march off.
I don't like him being unsupervised.
He's
Even
not
worse if we leave
entirely
you
unsupervised.
unsupervised.
That is a fair point.
So,
Well, Cog, where do we go?
Were we given any indication of any areas that we should go?
uh, the two that kind of stand out from the meeting was the Temple District and maybe trying to have a word with the officers themselves back at their base of operations.
I love a good interrogation.
I suppose we could go interrogate the police. And if nothing turns up there, then we can go to the Temple District.
Menacing smile.
Try not to eat them.
I didn't even think of that. The smile has not gone away.
I'm
In
pretty
fact,
good
it
at
probably got
lying.
wider.
I'm pretty good at lying, not so much as asking questions, more as finding answers without having to talk to people.
Hmm.
Oh, you put your fingers in their minds, don't you?
Well, no, not really. I haven't worked out how to get inside people's heads yet. Like dig through them and find answers and stuff.
That sounds painful.
Well, there's a painless way to do it when they don't know you're there. But once you start digging deeper, then they know you're there.
Now my mind's trying to remember if it was this game or the other game where you literally tried to crawl in something's ear.
No, it was this
It
game.
was this game. I
Yeah.
tried to crawl in a troll's ear.
So I'm just loving the idea that you could be taken as, oh yeah, no, trying to get in someone's head psychologically or magically and that lot. Meanwhile, everyone else just has the vivid flashback to little Misskiff trying to crawl into a giant troll's ear.
Well, that is clearly not how you read one's mind.
Well, I want to talk to you about that. You're better at it than me.
Ooh.
Mm.
But you also do mind stuff.
In a sense.
So I'm guessing you're better because you've been doing it longer.
I'm assuming this is all talking while walking situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how do you dig into people's heads with magic? Or
Nice.
psionics?
It's very complicated.
Well, I can talk into people's heads. I just can't read what they're saying.
I can't be off
Well, I can
what-
hear them if they're directing it at me, but I can't, like, just read their thoughts.
Hmm.
I can't be arsed
I
going upstairs to
wouldn't,
get the map, so I'm just going to look it up to see locations.
I wouldn't say that I'm able to read thoughts per se. Although I
Hmm.
have been known to dabble into dream watching here and there.
I don't think I'd want to see his dreams. Points at Unusor.
My dreams are utterly pleasant, thank you very much.
For you, probably.
Very draconic. It's pretty mundane.
Oh,
Hmm.
I have just found something I think I need for both this game and Wednesday's game.
Hmm.
I would try to look up a map of the Rockabrow, like the one that I've got in the book upstairs. I found the sideways on diorama of the Rockabrow, which shows all the different little caverns and such that are in it as well.
Oh,
Included something that is apparently the known Underdark of the Rockabrow.
Huh.
the Rockabrow has an Underdark.
Yes, that lays one of the main entrances to it is underneath the lake. I somehow got that correct with that giant intellect devourer in the Wednesday game.
I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Okay. So as you're heading along towards the Rockabrow, not the Rockabrow, you're on the Rockabrow. This map is too small for me to see details. How quiet are you being with this discussions?
I mean, you could just be doing it telepathically. Brain chain.
That is absolutely fair. I forgot that you still have that. Actually,
I can do all the bullshit Josh can do.
that's a good question that I feel like I need to ask as I get the map.
Hmm.
Misskiff.
Yes.
Given you are no longer a Sable and now kind of like a Sable Tiefling mix, do you still have the little Sable ears?
Well, yeah.
Okay, because mainly
She said I still have my ears and tail.
I need to figure out how it would work when it comes to the hat, because the hat did have ear holes.
I technically don't need the hat anymore.
I thought you were using the hat to connect to a lot of people. That's the wrong side of the Rockabrow. I heard ripping
I
sounds. That's,
can't. I
that's
mean,
good. I don't want to rip this map. It's really nice.
I mean, I can also use that, but I can just connect to like several people at a time with Psychic Whispers,
Yeah.
which I did have up last time because I've spent one of my psionic die.
Ah, yeah, you did. Is this the thing with all the details? Yes, it is. Okay, I've got all my details ready. Ugh. So the black market waste off the lesser market's here. I would say, given you're the only one in the party at the moment that's been to the Rockabrow before, Cog,
Mm.
just throw me a quick history check to see if you remember whereabouts the police station would be.
History check. 16.
16, okay. It's nothing too difficult if you've been here before, especially given almost every single cop you've seen has been a Giff. You would know that they are located in Giff Town, which is just north, well, compass north of the lesser markets.
Hmm.
But on top of that, if anyone wants to do any shopping or try and order in certain items, you would also know that to get to the gift town, you also pass by the Mercane Agency, which is somewhere you can go just to try and order in special items. Which, to be fair, I think it's either in the Wednesday game or this game that you've been in before, because I remember some of these characters.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because there was a name here.
Because in this game, in all honesty, I don't really think I currently need magical items. Nor do I really have enough gold to start investing in magical items.
That is also fair. I do need to
I
start
was-
giving you some missions to try and get some more monies.
I was gonna
'Cause-
say Bloob probably doesn't need to go in either because Bloob's quite happy with just turning his plasmoid self into his own weapons and stuff like that.
I have like my bag of holding. I have my ring of evasion and the telepathy hat.
Also, another reason why I've just decided to stay in my room while I'm doing this is I've been listening to the Dr. Mario theme on loop for like an hour. I needed some silence.
You need a break from it.
I got my
Dr.
mum and
Mario melting.
I got my mum and dad back on the Switch playing Dr. Mario, and they were like, "Ah, they'll have just a couple of games. They've been at it for an hour." I'm like, "Ah." But yes.
Pain.
So if you're Cog, Unusor, and Nanza, do you have any need
No.
for any magical items that you may be able to try and order at the Mercade Agency?
No, unless you want to let me have some stuff to tinker with, but out of that, I'm not really got anything in mind.
Okay.
I mean, you can. Aren't you an artificer?
Yeah.
You
Can I
can
get
make
back to you
shit
on that?
anyway.
Exactly, but you gotta have pieces for that.
I
Not
can't
really.
think of anything that I want to get.
Okay.
There may be a few things, but I'll need to get back to you.
Okay. So you head on over to Giff Town, which is Cog, you've been here before, it doesn't really surprise you. To the rest of you, this both take you back a little bit, but after that brief moment of shock, makes all the sense in the world when you realize the buildings are bigger, they're more robust, the doors are wider. Basically, it looks like what would happen if you decided to take a town and realize that a whole town's worth of juggernauts were going to try and move in and decide to reinforce it as much as you can to make sure it doesn't just collapse on itself.
Finally, somewhere scaled for us.
Yes, oddly enough, it is one of the first towns you've been in that feels you-sized, Unusor.
Good. Good.
Sized for you.
The rest of you, Misskiff, you start to, Misskiff especially, you start to have what I could only describe as slight flashbacks to when you were a Sable and always had issues looking up at doorknobs.
Excuse me, I would like to point out that I am 8'6".
Okay,
Oh,
you,
shorty.
you feel more at home with this kind of size as well, Nanza. The rest of you, I am pretty sure, are 6 foot under. And I don't mean dead, I mean under 6 foot.
I was
So
about to point out that that was a poor choice of word.
it was as
Yeah.
soon as it came out my mouth, I was like, oh yeah, that means
Oh.
that. No. I mean
Please
under 6 foot.
foreshadowing.
I mean,
No. I totally don't want to end it so I can have Tuesdays off. Hey, I don't know what you're laughing at. We've already lined it up. You're the next to DM.
No.
Wait, no,
No.
who'd we lose for like a second there?
We lost someone for a second.
I don't know.
I heard the leave sound and the join sound.
Okay, that was you. So, just for a quick tangent, Discord has been having some server-side capacity issues. For the last few weeks, people will spontaneously disconnect and reconnect. It happened to me once already in this
It's happened to me
game.
earlier as well.
Ranna, this
So,
explains
if you
so
hear it,
much.
it's you.
This explains so much as what's been happening with you, Sansa, and me in the Kraken chat recently.
too true, too true.
Also, Leigh, on my quest to get all the shiny Bloomborough lands, I'm only missing. I've got all the plains. I've got all the swamps. I'm missing 2 forests, 1 island, 1 mountain, and
Nice.
like I'm so close.
Yeah, but you got a big box coming in, don't you?
No,
I thought you ordered another fat pack fee, so
no.
a booster box.
I ordered some singles because I needed
Ah,
like a few cards that I didn't have.
It's because when I went down to yours and opened that one, you said, "Oh, I may have ordered myself another one myself."
Oh no, I did, but that got there before you came down with that.
Okay,
I'd already opened it before you got there.
fair. So, you head to Gift Town. It's big. A couple of you feel more at home. The rest of you feel like what Misskiff must have felt like beforehand, in the fact that everything feels just a bit too tall.
Misskiff's like, no.
I won't say it's as bad, but it's still kind of bad.
It's like,
If I recall right, I have written down here Gift Town. Yes, here we go. So as you're looking around Gift Town, Cog, you know your way towards the station. It's one of the bigger buildings in Gift Town. Takes up roughly just under a quarter of Gift Town, I'd say. Like, it's clearly what seems to be a lot of the older buildings built into one. Basically, think like the equivalent of when someone goes to a Minecraft village and then connects all the houses into one giant house.
I think you've done that before.
I am notorious for doing that. The only reason I've not done it on Cobblemon is most villages are claimed by other people.
Yep.
But yes. As you're walking there, there's a few gifts just walking around. Some of them do take notice and kind of make way. Mainly because they have to make way for Unusor and Nanza. While I'm to do so for them, they're also making way for the rest of you who they would have to look down to see.
It's probably safer if they walk immediately behind us.
Yeah, pretty much
Misskiff
like in
is
the
still
way.
the shortest.
We
I mean,
need a Misskiff papoose.
Cog is only like a couple centimeters, I think, shorter than Nanza.
do you know what the funniest part is?
Misskiff is like 5'4".
Do you know
Yeah.
what the funniest part is with that?
Mm.
You're 5'4".
Yeah.
Bloob is of indeterminate height because Bloob can literally squish.
Yeah, but Bloob could be taller if they wanted to, so it doesn't count.
Yes. Bloob normally stands at around 5'7", but can, of course, manipulate it.
I love the idea that Misskiff just says out loud, I'm still the shortest one. A Bloob purposely squishes down lower, just like an inch shorter.
You
Yeah,
don't
just
count.
like- Oh, I was trying
Wow,
to make
Dion,
you
that's
feel
racist.
better. Plasmoid phobic.
I wonder how a Giff would trip if they accidentally stepped on Blue.
Just
It's Blue
squish me.
slippery.
Just a domino
I will
effect.
eat that fox.
Bloob just is a trip hazard.
Not even trip hazard. Bloob is just hazard. Either way, as you head towards the building, a couple of them will recognize you, Cog, and will acknowledge you. But some of them will probably ask, "Hey, how's Marquis doing?"
He's doing well, although he's in a bit of a mood at the moment, given the situation.
Yes, we heard about the situation. I'm assuming you're going to the offices.
Mm.
Well, yes. Then you're going to want to speak to the current chief in charge at the moment. One is Abe. Is Abe? Is Abe? My
Is
handwriting is
Abe?
fucking terrible. Isabe.
Do you know where we can find him?
Most likely at the offices themselves. He's one of the. What's the term that the other races use for someone where they're always just at the office, never goes home?
Slave.
Busybody?
No. Oh.
Well, I mean, work slave would work, but I don't think that's the kind of slave you're thinking.
Yes, as Giff just normally use the term stuck in their waiting hall, but slave slash busybody works as well, I guess. The slave to the books, that's the term. Slave to the books.
Wage slave.
I mean, to be fair, with what apparently they paid him, it's a good thing to be a slave for. I regret saying that.
No one ever take that out of context. We need to all immediately take this out of
You're
context.
making a lot of mistakes today, Leigh.
It has been a while since we've done this game. I'm
That
allowed
is
to
fair.
make some mistakes.
That is fair.
I like that this particular Giff is just befuddled a little bit.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen you, and you've got new companions, you've got a gooey one, you've got someone who's mixed race, makes me question things, but also I'm not going to go there. As she kind of looks to you, Misskiff.
Cover rolls her eyes.
We've got a Minosaur. It's rare when we get Minosaurs here, but it's always welcome to see them. They're always great patronage. And remind me, Minosaur, do you have any insignia or any defining motifs on your clothing of Tiamat?
My shield has her insignia clawed into it, because they don't make shields with her with her insignia, so it would have been clawed in manually.
Okay, I'm going to
So it's
roll a.
crude.
I'm going to roll a physical d20 to see if she notices. Maybe because I'm still upstairs. Nat 20. She just looks at you for a bit, Unusor. Looks to the shield. Anyway, give the Marquis my finest regards, would you? And she looks like she is physically uncomfortable now.
Did I make her uncomfortable?
You can roll an insight.
Rolling this normally, yeah. Oh, I actually have expertise in insight. Not expertise, proficiency.
So what did you roll?
I rolled a 16.
You made her very much uncomfortable, and given the last thing her eyes laid eyes on was the shield, it's definitely a religion thing.
I tilt my head back to the side slightly, and I'm just like, is there a problem?
She kind of freezes in place. You hear the lip smack of large hippo lips as she tries to find her words. I guess the Marquis and Cog haven't really told you then that, well, Giff generally aren't religious people. Those of us who do find religion tend to err more towards certain leanings. I myself am a follower of Bahamut.
I don't know if my very sharp inhale came through.
No.
Very sharp inhale.
I try not to judge people on their religions. Treat others as you'd like to be treated yourself, but it has been a while since someone of your faith has been on the Rock of Brow.
The best way I can describe it is, I've practically just gone full statue. It's like my face is scrunched up, not scowling, but not making a pleasant face. This is like
Just
the kind.
telepathically to Unusor.
You
Just
just hear
like,
angry roaring.
do anything and I will stab you in the cloaca.
It's very clear he's just like frozen up to not do something, and why he's internally screaming in his head.
Mark it down, whatever episode number this is. Dion has finally resorted once more to threatening someone's twig and berries.
I'm
I
getting
have
a lot
genitals.
of flashbacks.
You are a male dragon creature, are you not?
Yes.
So you have a twig and
Therefore,
berries.
you have the reptilian equivalent of twig and berries.
He still has
admittedly,
twig and berries, they're just internal.
Which admittedly it might hurt more.
Yeah, because I have to cut in to get to them.
And before we say
I did
she
not.
wouldn't,
I did not want a anatomy lesson on lizards.
before we say she wouldn't, she did try and crawl into a small hole of a troll before, so.
I'm
Oh,
not that
Jesus.
small anymore.
Anyway,
I mean, we've got Bernard.
It's true.
Okay, I find the perfect gift to portray my current frame of mind.
I'm about to state something that will maybe age me, although it's also been in a lot of pop references, so maybe not. Bernard's a hamster, not a gerbil.
Cursed.
Mhm.
I should probably take this shit downstairs so I can keep an eye on the screen. So,
Yeah, that's all I'm doing. I'm just scaring you. If looks could kill, I would be mass murdering.
If you were a basilisk, it would definitely be death.
so as you continue to essentially stare a hole through this woman as she tries to get away.
Well, let's try to focus that hostility towards the people who are possibly going to be keeping secret from us. Think pleasant thoughts.
Not the kind where you murder those people.
I mean, as long as you keep it internalized, I suppose it would be fine.
So, you head towards the large building in the distance. Over towards the station itself, where there's a couple of gifts stationed outside, just with their large weaponry. Basically, think like large spears.
Gith-sized spears.
Hang on, give me a sec.
Would they not just be ballista bolts?
I
They're
suppose they would
repurposed
be,
ballista
wouldn't
bolts. You may hear some bling 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 noises. Give me a sec.
they? No worries.
So, they're standing there and they just kind of eye you all as you approach. What are y'all doing?
We've come to speak with... Out of character. Immediately forgot the name.
Is Abe
Is Abe.
sapien like?
Abe?
Is Abe.
Is Abe.
Is Abe? God damn it.
Abe
I'm gonna have
is?
to open up this thing again. Gift Town is Abe, yeah.
Are you officially going to start calling him Abe?
That's only what his friends allow him to call him. And unless you know him, I wouldn't call him his Abe. He
So,
gets
if
very
we're not
touchy
calling him
about this.
is Abe, then what are we calling?
You're calling him his Abe, not Abe.
Alright.
Unless you know him. Do you know him? So I
No,
think we'd
I think
remember.
he's new.
I think we remember your kind coming in around these here parts.
The Marquis isn't with us at the moment.
Very well, very well. Wait. He kind of adjusts his tiny glasses at this point. By Jove, I didn't even realize it was you for a second, Cog. Mainly because, you know, one of your defining features is usually being next to the Marquis. Not these fine fellows, I'd assume. Unless you're turning them in. I don't think there's been a bounty on any of these.
No, they're associates.
Very well, very well. Can I ask what this is about? Just so we know what to tell Isabe.
We are being thorough in our investigation, given the fact that papers have gone missing from here. We just want to make sure that everything is all right inside.
Right. That investigation.
Hmm.
Very well. I suppose you can come in then. Just wait in the reception and we'll go get Isabe. He'll come collect you.
All right.
Or I'd assume maybe he'd send someone out to collect you if he's too busy. We'll see. And he will lead you all inside.
Nanza leans to Unusor while that conversation is going on and being like, what is internalizing murderous tendencies?
Sorry, what? What?
This is a throwback to what Cog said earlier. Nanza's like, what does internalizing murderous tendencies mean?
I have no idea. But I don't like it.
Oh, must be a small person thing. Despite the fact that they're only a couple of inches shorter than Nanza.
Yeah, I think Nanza is physically incapable of internalizing murder.
Also, just a very, very, very quick tangent. Leigh, have you ever seen Peaky Blinders?
Not fully, but I've seen bits of it.
Are you aware of Tom Hardy's role in it?
Yes.
Your voice reminds me of how he portrayed that guy. The accent you chose for that person.
We are
And that is the end of my tangent.
we are the Peaky Blinders. So, you'll all be led into the reception where there's quite a few different races just sat there, assumingly waiting their time to be talked to. One or two of them seem to be in cuffs as if they've been arrested and are just waiting to be taken somewhere as a Giff stands near them. Just ensuring that they don't get up to anything else. Basically, humans, elves, a few dwarves. There's a couple of dwarves that are in handcuffs, still trying to basically do that elbow check to each other. The best way to describe their situation is it's not like it's a drunken argument. More the opposite when it comes to dwarves. This is a sober argument. They have not had their drink yet.
Yeah, that checks out.
There would also be another odd situation happening in the reception as you're all sat down and the guard goes, I'll just go get him for you. Just wait here and try keep away from the little furry one, would you?
I look at Misskiff.
Looks to wherever another little furry one is.
You just see what can only be described as a wall-eyed Namir sat on a bench, hands and feet both in cuffs, tail wrapped around the front in a third cuff attached in between the two handcuffs, just giggling to themselves as they
Cody?
rock back and forth.
Doubt it's Cody.
It is not Cody.
I imagine Cody would be giving off a lot of expletives.
He just rocks back and forth, giggling, and then just looks to the Giff guard next to him. Just leans forward, sharp teeth wide open, as he aims for a pocket. The Giff just kind of slaps him back into the chair, being like, bloody thing.
SKB.
Don't mind him. He's, well, I believe when it comes to name years, it's all in the name, ain't it? Like the last name kind of gives away what they are.
Hmm.
And what is this one?
This one is Keith Klepto. Known for stealing, pickpocketing, all that kind of stuff. Found him in a small, basically a little hoard that would make a dragon blush. Well, if the dragon cared more than just the gold and such, this is just old general knickknacks and assorted goods, as well as wallets, purses, jewellery.
Huh.
Right, little magpie, this one.
Well, I suppose it's a good thing they're in here and not out there still.
Well, we brought him in because the situation,
What is the situation?
the missing files. If files are missing, or if anything goes missing, you bring in the local kleptos. So we're going to see if this one had anything to do with it, given, you know, he's small, he's sneaky, he might be able to sneak in and get them.
Hmm.
All the while, the little name here is just rocking back and forth before his eyes start to focus as he looks over you all. As he looks to Nanza's weaponry, then to Unusor's shield, then to Cog in general. Then they look to Misskiff. There's nothing really too shiny on Misskiff, but they do eye the hat. And then they look to Bloob and just eye Bernard. Bernard eyes it back. You'll just get in your mind, Bloob, just Bernard saying, if he tries to steal me, you have permission to steal his kidneys and his liver.
Can I eat them?
You can eat one of the kidneys. The others might go for a decent price. I've never tried
That's
organ
true.
harvesting or trafficking before, but there's always a first time.
We could have a couple of extra coins in our pocket.
Exactly. Who knows? It could be like rabbits when people say their feet are lucky. We just got to find what part would be lucky about these. Could be an organ. If not, maybe the ears.
I don't think he's going to steal you anyway, but if he does, organs are ours.
It's at that point when one of the Giff just side eyes you, Bloob. Just as you see what seems to be like a little, basically think like a more magical looking hearing aid on their ear just starts to glow as they just look to you. Hey, we are at that. No organ harvesting gear, unless you want to find yourself in a cell as well.
Won't be happening. It's
To the rest of you,
this little guy is special.
given that this is normally a telepathic communication between Bloob and Bernard, this is the first you've heard of organ harvesting, but given Bloob did not try to deny it, you all can roll me an insight check. Or an arcana check, whichever you prefer. Okay. Misskiff and Cog. Okay. I'll allow you to roll this as well, Bloob. Although this would be less rolling on yourself and more rolling on the Giff. Yeah, not quite sure. Did Dion go BRB?
I didn't hear anything.
Because she's been silent and we've not had the roll from her yet.
Quite possibly, maybe.
Either that or she's crashing, I don't know. We'll find out in a sec, I guess.
Yeah.
Either way.
Is she gone?
Oh, she gone?
I
Don't
think
know.
so. She didn't respond to my annoying noise.
She gone, but also listening to Spotify. Why am I being handed? Yeah, I want the last Milky Way. There we go. So we'll get round to your lot rolls while we wait for Dion. This little hearing piece is definitely a little magical artifact. One that might help them be able to hear telepathic thoughts and conversations. Because in a world with magic, you kind of want to be able to listen in on that kind of stuff in a police station. Otherwise, plotting
Telepathic
happens.
wiretap.
Pretty much. And after a bit, not a Giff exits, but rather something else exits out. A large troll. Blue-skinned, kind of bulbous nose, long hanging ears. Kind of leans down and steps out from the back. Do we have a Cog and Company still here? Cog and Company?
That is Cog. I point
Yes.
to Cog.
And I'm assuming you're the company.
No, I am Unusor.
Oh, very well.
No,
You'll have to
Patrick.
wait here then while the company comes with.
Yeah. No, you know. Wait, what is my int? My int is 13. I'm not that dumb. So he clicks with me like, oh, they're companions. Um, that is us. I looked the card for reaffirmation.
Oh,
Yes,
just
that is
nodding.
us.
That is us.
Give me a sec here. And the troll will just pull out what seems to be a small book and flip through the pages using the tip of a fingernail. Companions equals company. Yeah. Companions then. Right, you all follow me. I'll take you to the bus. And as you're led into the back, past like several desks where there are several like Giff and some other large beings working. Which is a bit unusual from the last time you've been here, Cog. Last time you were here at Royals, pretty much all Giff. Now it seems like they're expanding the forces out to other races.
It is nice to see an expansion of individuals, but at the same time, it makes me curious why they thought to do so.
Oh, publicly, it's because we were putting out a thing for diversity. Behind the scenes, it's because we had quite a few of the Giff quit to do other jobs because of stress. Quite a bit of throwing cases out there, bit of uprising given the astral elves means they're not taking. I should not be saying any of this. I've just read it in my book. Should be keeping internal sources to internal sources. I trust you all to forget very soon. It is fine, I will.
He's not very wise, is he?
I am not, but I make the finest cup of tea and coffee this side of the rock.
What about the other side of the rock?
Oh, that's Jimmy's domain. Jimmy's a bastard.
Well, I bet you guys have quite the competition.
Not really. Jimmy smokes me in all of it, but then again, he is a Warforged that was literally made to make tea and coffee. He is literally a walking kettle, if that makes sense.
That checks out.
He is like Cog?
I do not make espresso.
Kind of, but taller, thicker. One arm pours tea, the other one pours coffee, and if you want hot chocolate, it comes out the chest with nice marshmallow shapes.
Nice.
Don't ask where the lemonade comes from.
His fingertips, obviously.
Jesus.
Where does the lemonade come from?
He spits it.
Oh.
I was thinking like the aliens from Scary Movie.
No, that's what they do for the tea and coffee. Which, when you also think about it, means he is probably not the one you'd want to face in combat, given he could just point a finger towards you and spray hot tea into your face.
You could freaking spit lemonade in your face.
Yeah, but lemonade's not going to be as bad as scalding hot tea or coffee in the face.
Have you
But
ever
it
got lemon
is
juice in your
the-
eyes?
No, but as
I'd rather just not have any juice that comes from a body in my face.
as Santa, as Santa and Ranna
Yeah,
can
that's
probably
also-
attest to, our lemonade is quite different from American lemonade. But yes, he will take you past the desks into what seems to be a large office. Where behind it you see basically, do you know, like the stereotype of the grizzled veteran cop?
Mm-hmm.
The one where he looks like 5 days away from retirement kind of person. Where
Oh no, he's going to die.
where he just seems so done with everyone's shit. He's just behind the desk as he just looks up. So, you're the ones that fucking Marquis sent you?
Mm. Yes.
Alright, alright. Take a seat. Take a seat. Let's discuss business. Or, I guess,
How do the seats look? By
very,
size-wise.
very
just
much
took-
made for a GIF.
He just took the
Okay.
time to get enough seats for everybody.
If you're struggling to get on those for the smaller people, there's always the little stepping stools. If that,
I left Misskiff up and put her on chair.
that also works, I suppose. Right. So, he will put away the current file he was working on and just slap a heavier file onto the desk. So this is all we've been managing to get so far. We've been able to try and write down what we remember of the cases so far, given, the notes went missing. So what is it that you wanted to discuss with us?
Business.
And
I
what
would
is...
like to know who was in charge of your evidence vault at that time.
He kind of gets a slight grim look on his face. That would be the deceased, or at least the most recent deceased. I believe you're very familiar with him, Marquis'
Alright.
old friend. He was the last one to have access to her, given it was his case. And obviously we can't ask him for information. trust me, we've tried. Speak with dead does not work on him for some reason. It's almost as if something is blocking it.
So I wasn't asking who had access last. I was asking who's in charge of making sure that place is safe.
Well, it was also him who was in charge of making that place was safe.
All right.
Now, that is my area. Let me tell you, since the incident, because we don't know when it was stolen, all we know it has been stolen. Could have been before the murder, after the murder, who knows? Unless we're missing a bit of a detail there, that's got to be a mystery left open. But I have upped defenses there since. So when we get them written back down that we know it cannot be stolen that easily again. I'm not going to have shoddiness on my watch.
Right.
But you already had shoddiness on your watch.
No, that was shoddiness on his watch, not my watch. I was promoted to commander only recently, you see.
Okay.
Mm.
Congratulations.
I would take it with a bit more pride, was it not for the fact that it was under these circumstances.
They are very grim.
Indeed, he was, despite some of the shoddiness, one of the good ones.
Is he just one of the good ones who says he's one of the good ones, or is he one of the good ones who is actually one of the good ones?
Given the track record, the latter.
Hmm.
Managed to bring in quite the crooked words. Managed to bring in
Crooked
quite,
criminal?
yes, crooked criminals and ne'er-do-wells. And that is the last time I will intentionally go for alliteration because I will stumble over the words.
That's fair. Out of character, I'm not very good at interrogations. Or proper questions to ask.
Yeah, like that was a nudge.
Save me.
Wait, I just realized
What?
something. Hang on, I'm just going to try something as well at this time. Dion, if you muted your headset, you muted. Just to let you know.
Mhm.
Hey, she lives.
Whoa.
Sorry, no, I think I zonked out for like an hour.
You did. Yes, I. We were now not sure if you were crashing or not because we were now going. Dion, the dice roll. Where's the dice?
I was gone.
You're away
Very.
with the fairies. Which
Oh,
spelling of the word term fairies? I'll leave that to you, given you've been drawing rats.
have I got a reason to draw rats?
All I'm going to say is when that play-by-post starts up, don't make it boggle.
Boggle.
Why?
Because
Rats boggle when they're happy.
boggling is freaky enough on a normal rat. Imagine it with humanoid-looking eyes. It will be like those people where they can pop their eyes out their sockets.
Those peoples are freaks.
Boggles. Rats boggle when happy.
So just to remind me, what are we doing here again?
We are here to interrogate about the missing files.
Yes, and I am not
Why
very
did you
good at interrogations out of character.
And he's like, that happened under the watch of the previous dude.
Mm.
Yep. You stated that they've done an investigation onto the room themselves. They've not found anything. So it's going to be a mystery how the files went missing, unless they've missed something.
Can we take a look at where the files were stolen from?
He'll look to you all. Can you vouch for them all, Cole?
Yes.
Good, good. Just making sure that no other files might go missing on other stuff. I don't know these people. To be fair, I've only heard of you in passing. But I know that you've got a good reputation around here. So if you can vouch for them, that's fine with me.
Mm.
And he will slowly get up. This is where you realize, while he's giving you all wooden chairs to sit on, his is like one of those large plush chairs. Like the kind of one where it helps with back problems. He just gets over like a creak and a crack at the back. Alright, follow me, I'll take you there, I've got the keys.
You look at Misskiff and Bloob. Do you need help down?
Misskiff will just jump off.
Make me a,
I am quite literally like borderline acrobat with a climb speed. Like,
yes, but you didn't say you were climbing down, you said you were jumping off.
yeah, which would
Ooh.
still probably be acrobatics.
Yes, make me an acrobatics. Because even though you've got a good roll for this, there's always the chance for a nat one. But you're fine. There's a little bit of a stumble as you expect to try and land on paws, but instead land on the. I forget, does Tiefling Misskiff have feet or does she have hooves?
Beats.
She lands on feet, which is definitely a lot more different than it would be on Pete's. Paws?
Boggle, boggle,
Pete's?
boggle, 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 boggle.
I suppose both make sense.
I am not clicking in that chat.
Right.
I know it's a natural thing for rats to do, and I know they do it when they're happy. But each time I
I
say it, my
just
mind just auto flashes to the people where they pop their eyes out the sockets, and I hate it.
I
And
just
rats are
got the
horrifying
desync
creatures.
thing again.
Have you seen that one clip where two people do it at the same time while they're staring at each other?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not nice.
It's
I hate it.
Permanent disadvantage.
In all honesty, Iron's Giff is more terrifying than mine. It just looks like his
Yeah,
eyes are vibrating.
I agree.
That's what they do, though. They grind their teeth together
Yeah,
and boggle their eyes,
Dion's
and
is worse because it's at the right angle where you can actually see them pop out.
It's like the rat is trying to eyebrow wiggle, but it's doing its eyeballs instead.
I just realized
We
Kirsten
should
doesn't
move
like
on.
eyeball stuff, so maybe
Yeah,
we shouldn't.
can we stop talking about eyeballs?
Fair, no
Sorry.
worries. Sorry about that. So he will lead you into the back where essentially it's a large room with several stacks of shelvings where all the files and folders are kept in boxes. Maybe it'd be good for you lot to have a look. You may have noticed when you came in, but the one thing we're lacking here is smaller sizes. Maybe you'll see something that we missed.
Nobody's been in here since the theft, right?
I've made sure of it. As soon as we found out they were gone, I've locked it up myself and kept the keys.
All right.
So
And to
what?
make... Ooh, go on.
Did they find anything on your investigation?
He'll just kind of tilt his head as he thinks back to the investigation. There were no forced entry into here from what we noticed. Uh, it's kind of hard to duplicate these keys, so we can rule that out as well. So either the victim was pickpocketed of the keys and then had the keys returned to him, or they found another way in.
Or it was an inside job?
Are you suggesting that some of my officers could be behind this?
Yes,
It's not
If-
something that has been ruled out.
It's
it is
not
the
an
most logical
impossibility.
explanation.
Something that I will admit has crossed the mind, but never really want to think bad about your own officers. But I guess the first line of questioning is suspect everyone.
That, and if this place is so secure, who else but the people with access to it committed the crime?
Right, right. I suppose I could try and get a list of people who was working that day to...
Any that would probably have any grudges or anything particular.
People also who were not working that day.
Right, right. I'll try and get a list sorted out for that. And he will exit the room and lock the door behind him, locking you all into there to ensure that no one else can sneak in at the time.
But the horrible thing is if he forgets that we're in here or somebody steals the key from him.
Then we take a page from the Marquis' book and smash.
We take a page from the
Honest,
Marquis book and go, what door?
I have a plan.
I don't like the fact that you have a plan.
I am suspicious.
Does anyone have speak with dead?
They said they already tried that.
I don't mean for the cadaver.
Unfortunately, I do not believe I have.
Because if we can interrogate the suspects if they fail to provide the answers we need, we simply slay them and compel their spirits to answer.
That would be highly illegal and you would get in trouble.
Well, then
Nope.
I am
No,
contributing.
not those spells.
This is
While we're discussing, Cog is also looking around just to make sure that there aren't no bags of holding sitting in the contraband or evidence.
what was that, sir?
Cog is looking to make sure that there are no bags of holding in this room.
Make me an investigation check if you wish to do so. Also, I will invoke Baldur's Gate 3 rules there and being like, yeah, they don't want to talk to their murderer.
And 13.
Ooh.
13. You're spending some time looking around, trying to see if you can find any other bags of holding. You find them more towards the back where it's less files and more stored evidence.
So there are bags of holding.
Indeed. They just seem to be normal size though. Nothing large like you suspect would be needed to store a gift body.
Can spells to increase the size of a person be used to increase the size of an object?
Well, even then, you don't necessarily have to increase the size. You just have to decrease in order to use something. And if they're just taking files through, it's paper.
So you're going to... Would it leave a residue of magic? That's the question.
I feel like if it was used recently, would it not activate that particular incantation of some sort?
I'll tell you what, I'll ask for an Arcana roll when it comes to this.
Okay. And it is a 12.
You're finding it hard to pick up on where it could be, or like the magic. Seems like this place does get quite scrubbed. So a magic like that might be hard to stick around, but you're just not detecting it. There is no enlarge/reduce spell lingering.
So I can't detect a spell of any sort, but that isn't denying that anything like that could have happened.
Indeed. Would anyone else like to? Are you letting the others know that that's what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Would anyone else like to try an Arcana check?
I
I
can
have shit
try.
arcana, so
Why
yes.
not?
I'll try it. I'm not good at it.
I am not good at it, but
No.
apparently am.
Nanza over here getting the 18.
Nope, I got another 9.
Misskiff and Bloob, you're also not picking up on anything, but you're not sure if it's because of it being scrubbed or just you missing it. Same with Minosaur. Nanza,
I am an Eldritch Knight.
you're
Yes.
also not detecting enlarge/reduce or magic of that sort. Not because it may have been scrubbed away flat, just because there are no traces of it. It has not been cast here. Nor was someone who was under the spell here.
I relay this to the party.
Hmm.
Mm,
Would
I
you
do not really have any particular skill set here that would help.
would you all like a little bit of a hint/help?
Yes, please.
Yes,
In that
please.
case, let's get you all to roll me an investigation check.
Oh boy, I'm equally terrible at those.
So bad at investigation. No.
Yay.
I
got
am
a nat.
terrible at those, he says.
Yeah, I only have a 1 in investigation.
So, Nanza and Misskiff, you're kind of struggling a little bit to find anything. You're mainly focusing around the area where it has been taken, but through a little test and that lot, you're not finding any fingerprints or anything of the sort. I'm going to give those that did pass, so Cog, Unusor, and Bloob, one little bit of a clue each. For the one that rolled the lowest, so Bloob,
Uh-huh.
your eye goes to the obvious thing in the room. The security camera. Well, yes, all
Okay.
footage was wiped. Maybe there's a way to restore it? Who knows? For Unusor. Yes, everything has been cleaned. Everything is definitely looking like everything's been scrubbed. Almost too well. This doesn't seem like the work of just some petty criminal or anything like that, or even a mass murderer who will just leave a random body out in the middle of some of the black market. Someone knew what they were doing. Someone definitely had insider knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Cog,
Hmm.
you're looking at the bag of holding. None of them seem to have been tampered with. None of them are big enough to fit his body in. You now also know there's no enlarge reduce. The only way in and out would have been through the door. There seems to be no tampering, so someone must have had to use the keys. So the idea comes to mind. Was prints checked? Not just prints,
Aye.
but any other sort of information. Maybe information that others cannot glimpse that you can. For even if they're just happening in the day, dreams are still dreams and dreams linger.
Hmm.
They'll be extremely faint, but you may be able to grasp something.
I suppose I can try and reach out for something. Probably settle myself down in a spot.
So the rest of you see Cog kind of settle down somewhere too. I'd assume like the kind of meditation stance.
Hmm. Check for fingerprints, by the way. Dust down the area, and then out of character, just describing how you
Yeah.
do fingerprints.
Hmm. Yeah. I would convey the information that I gleaned. This area is far too clean.
And are you revealing your info as well, Bloob?
Yes, I'll be asking about the security camera and possibly recovering it.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, well, Cog sits down and tries to focus. I'm assuming that some of you are going to attempt to try and find a way to check for prints.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there chalk?
Make me a quick perception check, if you would. There is indeed some chalk lying around. It's part of a previous case. Just like one of the small misdemeanor ones that just have to be stored. The tale of the sidewalk graffiti.
I wish to get the chalk and grind it up into fine dust. Small enough that it could be snorted.
I imagine just like one of those Ren and Stimpy-esque scenes where you just pick up the chalk, just calm, and just start to squeeze it as your face gets angrier and more twisted. And then you just open it up, it's just a pile of dust.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just the power of rage and anger itself has just turned this thing into essentially a more physical form of smoke.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
you scatter it around.
I look for surfaces, and yeah, I scatter it around.
And you find something interesting.
What do I find, Leigh? Enlighten me.
Footstep wise, only Giff have entered here, as you could tell by the giant hippo-like footprints. While you do see hippo-like handprints on other files and such, near the shelves, just barely visible, are clearly the signs of. At first, you don't recognize them to be hands, given the long, sinuous, definitely not Giff-like. But the more you look, the more you realize they are just long finger marks over where the file would have been.
The more this goes on, the more I'm convinced we're facing off against Bagman. I bring this to the attention of my compatriots.
I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to dip.
No worries.
Okay.
No worries,
I
Dion.
keep zoning out.
I'll see you tomorrow for Pathfinder.
Go get your rest.
Yep. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Same time as usual.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Aye. But yes, you have all now been alerted to the fingers that definitely do not belong to a Giff. And you would also know do not belong to the troll, as they are too thin.
Can we identify what it does belong to?
You can make me a nature check.
All of us are just Nanza.
Uh, I'll say you all can if if you're all looking at this.
Og is still
Aside from Gog,
prepping
because
to do
Gog
the other
is
thing.
prepping.
I mean, I found it, so I probably would be.
Hmm.
Duh.
Two 19s, a 16, and do we have... Oh, wait, no, one of those 90s perception. Can I get one as well from our Bloob friend?
Is this
A
perception?
nature check.
Nature. Oh, sorry. There you go.
I'm going to give two different answers here. One to Nanza and Unusor. And the fact that this thing is a humanoid, but by the outline of the sinew and the gaps, this looks almost like a flayed corpse trying to grasp out.
Bagman.
Bloob,
Yes.
as a shapeshifterish type of being yourself, someone that is able to contort their form, you'd probably know
Yeah.
a bit more about this and therefore catch on to this.
Mm-hmm.
This is a changeling mid-changing form.
I will inform everyone of that.
Oh. Oh, great. So we are looking for something that can be literally anything.
Yep.
Even the person who let us in here, who I tried the door.
The door is still locked,
Yes.
but he will just lean over. Oh, you want to know?
No, just making sure.
All right. Neil leaned back towards his chair.
So whomever did this could literally be anyone or anything.
Yeah.
I will add this little interesting bit of tidbit because I can't remember if I said it or not. There are no feet matching this sinuous form, but there is clearly a pair of Giff feet facing where that fowl should also have been.
Mm.
What you're saying is we're looking for a needle in a haystack. That looks like a GIF. In an
Well,
area where there's a lot of GIF.
and while you're doing that, Cog, you try and focus on latent dreams and energies in this room. I need you to make me a perception check. Cog? Ranna? I think.
Yes?
Make me a perception check as you focus on the energies and such in the room.
Perception. Not my best roll, but let's see. 18?
Something hits your face, tendrils. Something that is not dreamlike, as you have not managed to yet focus into that. Something that definitely tastes similar in the air. Brain matter. There was a brain in here at some point recently.
I certainly hope there's been brains in here.
Oh no no no! Here's the thing. There's a difference in a brain still in the skull, because that sound would have gone by now, and a brain outside the skull.
You suggesting brain dog?
So we're looking for an
No,
ood.
because there would still be a difference with that. With a brain dog, there is that taint. That taint that is very familiar to you.
Hmm.
There is no taint here. It's almost as if someone just carried a brain in here.
Ood.
Who the hell would be carrying around a brain? In a police office, no less.
And you trace the taste.
Hmm.
And it does indeed go to a bag of holding.
Following the taste of the bag of holding, immediately picking up the one.
You find a piece of evidence that whoever did this had forgotten to take with them. Bag of holding belonging not to the Marquis' friend, but to the victim previous to them.
Hmm.
I'm assuming you're going to share this with the others. I'm about to say, who the hell just stuck googly eyes on a hippo then? I saw it sand.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. So, while Cog picks up on that, Bloob, are you investigating this camera?
Yeah, I will.
Make me an investigation check if you would. 20.
Hmm.
You find something very interesting indeed here.
Okay.
Because, as far as you know, the security footage never showed the crime. But there was also never really a jump in. From what I remember from the previous videos, and correct me if I'm wrong with this, it was described more like a pause in time. And you figure out the secret behind that. A large photo-like picture of the room itself. Almost as if someone just kind of placed that over the camera to block out the actual footage.
Sneaky bastards.
Which, needless to say, someone also needed inside knowledge of where the cameras were and everything to do such a thing.
Yeah. I'll tell everyone about the camera.
So I imagine while the rest of you are investigating, Bloob just kind of oozes up the shelves towards the camera and then just waves this photo about. At that point, are you back, Ranna?
He,
Do you tell the others about the bag of holding
of
and the
course.
brain?
Also, brain smells.
Yep. So now with this information of you may be dealing with a changeling, there is brain matter in the earth from the bag of holding of the victim previous to the Marquis' friend. And there is it seems to be an inside job.
You've been infiltrated.
And with that revelation, it's a bit of a shorter session, but it feels like a good place to leave off so we're not leaving others behind. We'll
Ye-
end it there for this session, as the pieces are slowly starting to come together. The question now is, who was the changeling and who is the changeling?
And where are they now?
Exactly.
And how are they now?
And who are they now?
And why are they now?
And when are they now?
Oh, I know that. That's going to be at least 2 weeks from now.
I have the perfect solution to our problem. Kill everyone.
To be fair, it could be worse. I remember when I tried to pull this shit in the first season and everyone's answer was, we have Moonbeam at this point. So let's Moonbeam everyone to reveal changelings. But yes, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that, then there is also... I almost said Vampire Keepers for some reason.
Oh my god.
Manchester by Night over here as well as some other gameplay videos every now and again. We will see you next time on the Devil Darlings.
Bye.
Bye.